The battlefield was hot with tension long before a single sword was raised. Two armies stood facing each other across the dusty plain, their shields catching the harsh glare of the midday sun. For years, their nations had traded blows, each battle spilling more blood, yet settling nothing. On this day, both sides expected the fight to end with total annihilation. The war had dragged on for so long that children had grown into soldiers before it could end. Every man on the field carried the weight of generations of hatred. Commanders barked orders, drums pounded, and the smell of dust and sweat hung heavy in the air. But far above them, the heavens had a different plan. As the armies advanced, the light began to change. It was subtle at first, shadows growing sharper, the air taking on a strange metallic hue. Some soldiers thought it was a trick of the heat. Others glanced upward, frowning at the way the sun seemed just a little smaller. Then it happened. The moon slid across the sun, an ancient clock striking a moment that no human hand could alter. The battlefield darkened, as if twilight had fallen in seconds. A ring of fire blazed in the sky, casting the land into an otherworldly glow. Panic swept through the ranks. Men dropped their weapons, staring up in terror. Whispers turned into shouts, cries that the gods were angry, that this was a sign of doom. Some fell to their knees, begging for mercy from unseen powers. The commanders tried to shout over the chaos, but even their voices trembled. For in the ancient world, an eclipse was not science. It was a warning. Many believed it meant the death of kings or the destruction of entire nations. And in that moment, the will to fight bled out of every soldier on the field. The leaders of both armies met in the middle, their eyes darting to the sky. No one dared swing a sword while the heavens were in shadow. An agreement was made, not of surrender, but of survival. The war, at least for now, would end. As the moon slid away and sunlight returned, the battlefield was strangely silent. The men walked back to their camps, carrying their shields, but not their rage. Some swore they had seen omens in the burning halo of the sun. Others simply thanked the gods for sparing their lives. Centuries later, historians would piece together the truth. It was May 28, 585 BC, in what is now Turkey, during the war between the Medes and the Lydians. The Greek historian Herodotus would write of how the eclipse ended the fighting instantly. It became one of the earliest recorded events where an astronomical phenomenon directly altered the course of history. Modern scientists, armed with precise calculations, have confirmed it. The eclipse was total, lasting just over a few minutes, but enough to freeze two warring nations in awe. It's a reminder that, even in an age when men believed themselves masters of the earth, the sky could still command absolute surrender. The Medes and Lydians never returned to that battlefield. They sealed a peace treaty, sealed not by diplomacy or victory, but by the shadow of the moon. And for those who were there, the day the sun went dark was a story they would tell for the rest of their lives. The eclipse of 585 BC stands as a rare moment when the universe itself seemed to step between the swords of men. It is a tale of how the turning of the heavens could turn the hearts of warriors. And in the grand theater of history, it is one of the few times a war ended, not by bloodshed, but by silence. Like and subscribe so you don't miss even more interesting historical facts.